Vettel's first year in red. The documentary explains and shows how was the first season of Sebastian Vettel in the Scuderia Ferrari. It was my first documentary uploaded to YouTube in 2015. Looking back, there are a lot of things wrong in this video. This is the first version of Vettel's first year in red, the version that I made in 2015, and one of the biggest mistakes I made creating this documentary was not to match the frames per second of the original footage I used to create the video with the frames per second once I finish the video and I render it.
Anything you watch, whether in the theater or on your computer screen, is simply a series of still images being played one after another so quickly that your brain sees them as fluid motion. Frames per second, or FPS, is the number of frames displayed during 1 second of video.
And look at what happens in this kind of fast speed images. You can see how the image creates like a ghost image around. It's not nice to see that.
Ghosting is that property we've all experienced, and you see this kind of faint blur that looks like it's trailing an object in motion. That's actually a side effect or a property of our typical modern flat panel displays because they have an update rate.
In this scene is really visible. Sebastian Vettel, he will jump. You can see how the ghost image it's shown. Even in Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg at the left and right side. Look at this seagull, how it's starting to fly and move his wings. It's like there's two seagulls. It's terrible. 2 years later, after published Vettel first year in red for the first time, I took an important decision to remaster Vettel first year in red to improve the quality. This is the remastered version of the documentary. The image is clear, you cannot see this kind of ghosting images. This is the second image we use to see the ghosting. The footage is a bit different, it's not exactly the same image of Sebastian Vettel jumping, but as you can see here, the image is absolutely clear, no ghosting. Finally, let's see the seagull image. This is so nice to see. Look at the seagull, how this time is one seagull. There's not double seagull, no ghosting at all. Second big problem of the first version that I made is the color correction. At that time, I had no idea about color correction. Basically, it's to give to your whole documentary, to all footage you use to create your documentary, the same pattern of color. In filmmaking, there's a lot of color filters that every film director used to create a different sensation, depends on the movie he's creating.
Those are just fancy ways of saying that a movie is mostly one color, or neighboring colors on a color wheel, also known as analogous colors. The Matrix is a classic example of a movie that mostly uses one color. That color? Green.
In Singapore, which is a night race, you can see how different footage have a different tone of color completely. For example, in these onboard cameras is really red. Here, for example, in the Sebastian Vettel face, you can see like it's too much red in the face. The track looks like a bit green. Now, in the race start, you can see the blue color here in blue, here in red and yellow. A scene from a scene, there's a lot of changes in the color, and that creates a weird sensation. Here again, blue and purple. In this remastered version, I did color correction. I set a yellow filter. The different images will have more or less the same color correction. There's things to improve, but you won't see this kind of massive difference in color from one scene to the other. See, yellow, yellow. You can see how footage always connected into yellow. You can see in the track, even in the red of the car. Graphics that I used to represent the Sebastian Vettel position in every race. This degradation in red is not nice because it's difficult even to read the first S. The typography is really thin, the numbers are really separate each other. That not creates a good design. Also, I improved the graphics. The red, it's stronger and uniform in all graphics which contain Sebastian Vettel name. Now Sebastian Vettel, the typography is in bold, not in regular, much more visible for the spectator, and the position is at the right part of the graphic, creating a much more simple graphic, but the spectator can see all the information in one single block, not in two. That was the way I divide in the first version the graphic. After upload this remastered version to my YouTube channel, people like it, but most of the people said, what's different between the old version and this new remastered version? And I was thinking, what are you talking about? Do not see the improvements. They were not talking about color correction or frames per second correction. They were talking about the difference in footage. There are different footage between both versions also. I will show you for the first time in real time both versions at the same time. In the moments there are different footage. Before to start, don't forget to subscribe. Let's reveal the differences in footage in real time between the old version of Vettel First Year in Red and the remastered version. Let's go for it. You will see at the left side the old version of the documentary, at the right side the remastered version, as you can see in the title, and here in these bars the video in these minutes of the documentary. These minutes are selected because they are the minutes where the footage changed from the old version to the remastered version. Flag of the country represents the Formula 1 Grand Prix. It's shown the documentary at that moment. Australia, Malaysian Grand Prix, Chinese Grand Prix, Bahrain Grand Prix. The graphic is divided in 4 rows. From the left to the right side, the mark in red will start to move to the exactly minute and seconds where there's changes in the footage between the old version and the remastered version. Are you ready? Let's go for it.
Behind red speeder.
Vettel takes the lead.
Hey box, Sebastian box. Keep doing this, pace is good.
Blue flag, blue flag.
Hamilton lap time 3.8, you're doing well. Keep your head down.
That I will never forget, standing on that top step and looking down, seeing the people cheering and singing the Italian anthem. It's just fantastic. I didn't wake up.
Yes, be free. Hey box, Sebastian. Ronaldo in the pits, push.
Stop!
Okay, we can see from the TV, was clear, stay in front. He's saying that it's impossible to pass you. Keep your head down. Keep pushing like this, keep pushing. P5, great recovery. Sorry for the pit stop.
Can happen.
P4, Rosberg P1, Hamilton second.
Surprise, surprise.
Yes, Sebastian, yes! P1! Another flag in Maranello, well done!
Grazie ragazzi, grazie. Mi sentite? Mi sentite? Forza Ferrari. Et merci Jules. Cette victoire est pour toi. Cette victoire est pour toi. You will always be in our hearts. We know that sooner or later Jules would have been a part of this team. Grazie guys.
41 is the race win number now, which equals Senna. He dedicated it to Jules Bianchi.
hard to find the right words. So I think it's the least to dedicate this weekend, this race today, to Jules and his family. Jules will always remain a part of us. We all did the race today for him, trying to race hearts out from the beginning to the end.
Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel picking up a toe though as they head towards the final chicane.
Continue to close him down.
Smoke from Nico Rosberg's engine.
Sebastian Vettel has taken the first non-Mercedes powered pole position of the hybrid era.
Yes, guys! Fantastic job, fantastic job.
Bloodshot eyes willing to sleep, but my mind refuses to. The same story every night when oh, inside me
I was there.
I want to sleep.
There's a fan on the track. There's a fan on the track. There's a...
Yes, you did it! You did it!
Forza Ferrari, lasciatemi guidare, perché sono lento, lasciatemi guidare.
Sei un grande, Seb. Enjoy the firewalk and the podium. Third win, unbelievable. Be free, Sebastian, be free. Is he okay? Yeah, he is okay. He jumped out.
Do I have to let him pass? Okay, I'll let him pass.
Grazie Seb, grande gara, grande gara.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe that matters, but for now, not really.
Two lights, three lights. This is the US Grand Prix. It's time to bring the action. Never-ending sequence of right-hand turns.
Safety car. Box now, box now.
Oh, it's a big incident. Wow. Danny Kvyat.
Safety car, box, Sebastian, box. Keep your head down to the end.
Three times world champion Lewis.
Mixed feelings, obviously. Not great to lose out on the championship and the chance to...
Did you?
Vettel in barrier has crashed out in the Ferrari.
Crashed again, turn 7.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. Sorry.
In the end, these things happen, it's racing. I tried to come back, but obviously the two mistakes that I did, they didn't help. The last one obviously stopped the race.
Sebastian Vettel, yet another podium this season.
Fast to let him high, right?
Yeah, it was good, still gaining, no people behind.
Don't forget that you can watch Vettel First Year in Red in my website. And by the way, if you love this t-shirt about Vettel First Year in Red, you can get this t-shirt in my store, clicking here. See you in the next video. Bye bye.